Hi, I'm Lalda. What I'd love to talk about today is this question: do people change? Can people change? And what does it look like? What does it mean? Well, I was thinking back to how I've grown and changed myself in the last couple of years, and definitely one of the biggest changes is now I can talk to people. See, before I was always called and always thought of myself as this really, really shy, really, really careful, careful in a sense of I didn't really trust people. And in any kind of social setting, which I really avoided as much as I could, in any kind of social setting, I would always be the last to speak. In fact, I would wait till everybody else has told their stories, has told about themselves, and I avoided speaking as much as I possibly could. And I think the reason for that was not that I didn't want to talk to people. I just always thought, or I always had a feeling, I cannot. I have nothing to say. I don't know what to say. And to some extent, I was afraid of people. I didn't really have friends growing up. And yeah, so the situation right now is I actually have almost like an unlimited number of friends. I have friends in almost every corner of the world, in New Zealand, Australia, Germany, of course, where I live. Um, and my attitude towards people has definitely changed. Where I was before shy and afraid, even though I'm still quite a calm and quiet person by my nature, I absolutely adore people. I adore making new conversations. And in any kind of situation where I'm in a new group, um, I never pick a corner. I never pick a group. I try to talk to as many people, as many kind of conversations as I possibly can in the amount of time that we are together. For example, if you sit us in a circle, for breakfast I might sit on one chair, and on lunch you might find me on another, which sometimes confuses people because most people are habitual. But to me, it's just, I'm curious. I want to know. I want to be there to interact. Of course, that still isn't something that I would do every single day, but my attitude towards that has definitely changed. Another really, really big change, if you knew me 10 years ago, and if you know me now, I used to be a very rational, very logical, very scientific kind of person. To me, if it wasn't proven, if it wasn't calculated, if it wasn't listed and double checked, triple checked, I did not believe in it. I did not care for it. And I much preferred numbers to anything else in my life. And now it's almost the other way around. I feel things before I think things, before I analyze things. I always feel things. And actually, when I think back to it, as a little kid, um, I would I very quickly pick up on the emotions that people have, the why behind what people were doing, and not in a rational way, but in a way that, yeah, just picked it up, just felt it, and it either felt good or bad or scary or safe, or it felt happy or sad. That's how I would operate in my world, and I think at some point I had to cut it off because it was hurting me too much, and I became what I was taught at school, this very rational, this very logical being. So I guess in a way I kind of remembered who I was. Another really big way in which I've changed is now I ask for support. Now I ask for help. See, before, a really huge thing for me was this always present thought, always present belief that I'm all alone. I have to do it all by myself, and everybody else will leave me by the end of the day. And decisions need to be made by me. Things need to be done by me. And not that I thought that I'm better than anyone else. Actually, that was the opposite. I actually thought I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it to be helped. I'm just not. And it has taken me a lot of work, a lot of paying attention to actually realize every step of the way I've had people to support me for no reason. I've had people to love me for no reason. And good things just keep happening. In a way, universe just keeps providing, and all I need to do is just show up. I think that's it. I've learned that all I need to do is show up in my environment, in what I do, and everything else will fall into place. And as soon as I start to speak up, other people are there to respond. Other people are there to be there for me. That's a massive change. And if I'm being really honest about it, I wouldn't even call it change. It feels much more like I'm starting to come back, starting to realize the way in which I actually always have been. Only this conditioning, only this fear, only this hurt and suffering from the past that made me really cautious, made me really afraid. All of that has kind of clouded who I am, and in a way it hasn't been changed. It feels much more like growth, much more like just going home to where I really belong. So here's how I've experienced change and how I think about change. And what I'd really love to know is, what could you say about this? How have you maybe changed in your life, or how would you like to change in your life? How would you love to grow? And please share it with us. Would love to hear from you. I'll see you in my next conversation.